so easy to work 24/7, especially me working from home at the moment. Do those sessions in the morning, during lunch, or in the evening have given me a good excuse to leave the computer. Give it time, realistic goals, and make sure to do it for yourself, not for someone else. 2020 has been a challenging year. I've been working more than ever, and I have realized how important it is to have good routines, habits that make you take a pause from your daily work. So I would say it has actually been beneficial for my health.
Okay, so you've had an opportunity to reflect. Is it because it's given you time, or is it because it's forced you to change your behavior?
I think it's because I forced myself to change my behaviors. It's so easy to work 24/7, especially me working from home at the moment. But the importance of taking a pause and to do those sessions in the morning, during lunch, or in the evening have given me a good excuse to leave the computer. And I think that has also, from the beginning, or in the beginning, I actually forced myself to do it. Now I can feel that I'm really looking forward to do it, and it's been a great journey actually. So something good have come out of this.
Well, you started training with us twice a week.
Yeah.
Then actually a couple of months ago, you came to me and said, I want to do a bit more. So you'd obviously got to a stage in which you felt you could take on even more training load, which is a stress ultimately. So what brought you to the point where you felt you could actually handle more than you originally came to do?
I think that it gave me more energy to do those 2 sessions a week. I've been walking a lot. I've been running a lot before, and I felt that those days when I had my sessions, I felt that I got more energy. So I wanted to bring that into the other days as well. Maybe not every day, but more than twice a week, because it made me feel good.
Fantastic. So I suppose that brings us to the beginning, which is, why did you originally get in touch?
I actually thought about that, and I saw an ad. It was a little bit, those things that you don't want to read. You felt a little bit like, really? Can it be that good? And then I gave you a call, and you called me back. And I liked your question. You challenged me. I got a little bit annoyed. So we met, and I took my husband with me and said, we need to do this together. So if you're in, I'm in. And I'm quite stubborn. So I always, if I promise something, I do it. But he's a little bit the opposite. He always finds excuses. So I said, if he's in, I'm in. And then he said, I like this. Let's try it. And yeah, I love it since then.
Fantastic. Well, I always like to annoy people on the first call. I think if they put up with that, they'll put up with me for the rest of the time.
Yeah, but I think you also press those, those sensitive buttons. I know you ask me questions, and it's so easy to come up with a good answer, but also to come up with a true answer.
That's it. I think it's a really actually interesting insight, because there is something to be said about confronting very uncomfortable truths about why we are not achieving the results. Because if people come to a fitness professional to lose weight or get strong or whatever their goal is, at some point they are not connecting with that why. Why are they here? So, did you have a very strong sense of why you were there, why you reached out, or was it just that you felt you just needed to move more?
No, but I think I had a strong why. I've been a professional dancer way back time, and I've always been active, always. But since I moved to London 4 years ago, everything has been focusing on work and family. And I felt that I need to change my habits, to get into new routines. I had a membership at the gym. I didn't use it, and I felt I needed to try something different, something more personal. So that's why. So I had a clear why, and it was not about maybe first thing losing weight, or just like this, getting stronger, more energy, get back to that feeling that I have had before.
So
yeah.
That's my next question. Have you achieved that goal?
Yes, I must say. I was actually quite happy to try a new type of training, like kettlebells. I never used that before, and how much you can do with that type of equipment. I've learned a lot. I've used muscles I never used before. I hate squats, but now I realize that squats also give me strong core. So I've learned a lot about how to use my muscles. So definitely.
I think the thing is that you are incredibly strong, and having gone through a recent challenge that we put together, 42 press ups in a row, amazing. That is not easy for anyone. There's not many guys that can do that, and guys like to think they can do loads of press ups, but not proper ones. And those are fantastic. And the thing is, and we spoke about this briefly before I pressed record, you really commit to it. You really do say, right, I'm here. I'm going to make sure that hour counts.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, first of all, that I see that I develop a lot by doing it. I mean, I like to see progression. I like to see improvements. And I'm stubborn. And I mean, what you asked me before, did you have a clear why for this period of time, those 8 weeks now? I've had a clear why. I want to see how strong I can be. And then, of course, I don't want to cheat on myself. It's not about living up to your expectations, about my expectations. And I think, so that's why, I must say.
Having a strong internal drive is really the difference between success and failure, because no one else can want it more than you. Otherwise you'll fail. So great work. So how did you find transitioning? I mean, we've gone through COVID, we've been through 2 lockdowns. We're obviously still not at the end of this, but how did you find transitioning from the initial lockdown, where we went from in-person training to online exclusively? How did you find that transition?
I mean, from the beginning, I was a little bit hesitant because I like to go to the gym. I have access to all the equipment. I like to be surrounded by people so you can push your own limits. And I felt that, will I actually experience that through online? But it took me 1 or 2 sessions online, and I felt like, actually I can. And I don't have that much equipment at home, but you can do a lot with your body weights. And I think also not only how I transferred from in-person to online, also how you managed to build programs and 50-minute setups where you were able to, with your body weights, improve and be totally exhausted afterwards. I think that was brilliant. So it was tough from the beginning, but as starting working from home, training from home, it's also transition, and it works. You just need to give it a try.
Fantastic. Okay, so what advice on the back of that? What advice would you give to someone looking to achieve their goals? How would you advise them in the beginning of their journey?
Give it time, realistic goals, and make sure to do it for yourself, not for someone else. And see it as a long-term solution. You need to find a sustainable way of doing it and not see it as an add-on, see it as part of. I think that is what I would say. Brilliant.
So in terms of someone who's applied to one of our programs, what would you say to someone who's looking to work with Hounds of Health?
It's like coming to a family, I would say. It's personal, it's honest, and you develop together. And I think that is brilliant.
I like that point, because it can be a lonely journey sometimes, training on your own. Yeah. And actually, if you're in a culture of success, it really pulls you along. You almost don't have an excuse to sit around and ponder. Other people are doing it.
I mean, I think also we spoke about it at home, since my husband is also joining, and he said, like, I can go there and I can be myself and I can develop according to my own abilities, and I think that's great. So yeah, it's like being part of a family. You can be yourself.